Alright, this is the one I've been wanting to talk about for the last like 48 hours or so. Tales from Space Mutant Blobs Attack is hands down the very best game available at launch for the PlayStation Vita, even though I haven't played every single game, including Uncharted. But I gotta say, guys, this is where it's at. For $8, go on to the PlayStation Network, hit up the Vita only store there, whatever that section, and download Mutant Blobs Attack the second you get your PlayStation Vita, because it's hands down one of the best games I've played in a very long time. It's an action platformer that combines like Katamari type of gameplay where you basically have to eat everything in your path. The only difference, this game is basically you're eating everything in your path instead of just attaching everything into like a giant circle, or a giant ball rather. And you also have puzzle elements thrown in here, but at its core it is indeed a platformer. And like I say, for the $8 asking price, this thing is awesome. And there's a funny story attached to this, because we were originally given one code that I gave to Steven, who just posted his video review for this, and his initial reaction was like, oh yeah, whatever, it's alright, it's just so basic, and then I actually had another code because the company told me that it was like glitched or something like that, so I entered the code figuring that, whatever would be okay. But it turns out that both codes worked, so then I just automatically jumped on in the game, got hooked immediately, told Steven that he was a moron for saying that it was so basic, but he was right, and he actually brings up one of the only problems I have with the game, which is that it is indeed basic very, very early on. Like the first couple of levels, you're just gonna like breeze through, and you're gonna be like, wow, this is nothing special whatsoever. But keep with it, don't just ditch the game. Stick with it. By the time you get to like the 4th or 5th level, all hell breaks loose, and you start to realize just how addictive this game gets. The bigger your blob gets by eating everything in its path, the more basically the gameplay changes, because gravity plays a little bit different with him. They start throwing all these different things at you, like almost like, how can I say this, like you can fly around the screen at different sections. There's areas where you have magnetic poles that you can either attach yourself to or repel yourself against, and all these things come together to make such a rewarding experience. Link this together with the leaderboards, and that's even better, because it is just something about going on the leaderboards and seeing that I'm always ahead of Steven in like every single stage. But you also got to think that like right now both of us were in like the top 20, top 10, even sometimes like the top. I had a couple of times where I was the #1 scorer in the planet, but the thing is that there's not many people who have the game yet, because it doesn't officially go on sale until this Tuesday, the 22nd. But it's that addictive nature that damn it, I gotta beat my friend's score, or I gotta get that gold medal. It's so rewarding. Levels also are broken down in such a way that there's 2 little blob buddies that you have to go and find, and then there's a whole bunch of other little goodies that you can eat that will just keep boosting your score. Why it's important that I mention these 2 little buddies, because it doesn't become a collectathon, this game, and that's what I really like. There's not like hundreds of millions of things to collect. There's 2 little guys that you gotta find, and that's pretty well it. And you don't need to find them to pass the level. It's just, again, it's for multipliers to your high score or whatever. Another thing that I really enjoyed was some of the Vita-specific stages. They're like, what I mean by that is like, they basically use like the gyroscope for gameplay. There's something wrong though with the first level. I hope they release a patch, because basically it's like those old marble games where you had to move the little thing around and go through a little labyrinth to get your little ball to a desired position, and there was little holes that your little ball could get stuck in. Well, it's the same exact idea, and I find that they pull you right into the hole for some odd reason, but it's only that very first one. All the rest work absolutely perfectly. Another thing I really liked is the little bit of cutscenes and the overall humor to this game are classic. It's like a B movie, but wrapped around this cartoon look, and it's awesome. The visuals too. For $8, the audio-visual experience is fantastic. And that's pretty well all she wrote. I have a written review on the site if you want to check that out. But hopefully you enjoyed this brief look at what is it called? Tales from Space Mutant Blobs Attack. I showed a couple of stages, some that just give you an idea of just how big you can actually get when you do everything you're supposed to and eat everything you're supposed to. Like what you're seeing right now, eating an entire, basically, city. Those are all buildings, those little things. Pretty wild. Now I'm going to let this run for another minute or so, and you guys can just enjoy the different gameplay variety, and that's it. So thanks for watching. Be back soon enough with another video.